How an unexpected diagnosis can open your eyes to what matters most. That is the story of John Chase, who got diagnosed with stage 3 lung cancer in 2018. After retiring from Illinois Department of Child and Family Services in 2017, John Chase enjoyed his family, making wine and acting with the community theater company. But he quickly had to make his way to chemotherapy and radiation at the UW Health Center in Rockford. He says the memories he holds with his own grandfather and the support he got from his family is what helps him continue on.
You know, I really was dealing with depression and, hopelessness. I was very tried to be strong for my daughters and grandkids, and my lovely bride Beth, has been a big trooper for me.